Okay, guys, I just wanted to have a bit of a light look at the Dagcoin Explorer to sort of suss out, what's going on in the background and how it all sort of works. So when you go into Google, you just go to Dagcoin Explorer and you just get search. First search is correct. We've got Dagcoin Explorer.link. We've got dagcoin.org, GitHub, libraries, something about Facebook, Wikipedia on Dogecoin, Explore at Obyte, Etherscan, and Bitcoin Talk. And that's where it's, well, there is a second page. Let's just check that out, make sure. SimilarWeb, CoinMarketCap, Success Factory Eagles, Testcoin. It's all just not related from then on, so it should be on the first page. So it seems that from the Dagcoin's perspective, there is only one Dagcoin Explorer. So we'll go into that. Okay, so this obviously was a bit of a surprise to me the other day, but yeah, it seems to be functioning. The DAG chain seems to be intact, and as you can see, you can click on to some transactions and you can see some of the data. So you can say who sent to who and how much of the units got moved, and of course you've got the date and timestamp and all that sort of stuff. So there's no doubt that there is a DAG chain functioning. I did notice that when you go to press the actual Dagcoin button up in the top left hand corner, that it does take you directly to the dagcoin.org website. It's a bit, sort of handshaking each other. So like it's like the Explorer is sort of bonded to the .org page, and vice versa. So it's like the .org page is sort of in control of that Explorer. That's the feeling I get. I get this feeling that this Explorer is not an independent Explorer. It's actually owned and controlled by the dagcoin.org website. So I would say this is like a branch of the Dagcoin website. So I mean, as you saw, the chain seems to be functioning, which is a good sign. And I mean, I don't mind the website. It looks pretty cool. It's a bit fluffy, talking about merchants and all that sort of stuff. So that seems to be their main goal. I don't disrespect that. But it is, looks good, all that sort of stuff. But of course, in that Google search, you will notice the Explorer Obyte. Now, I'm sure many people in the Dagcoin community are well and truly understand that Dagcoin is a fork of the Byteball protocol, which is basically this. This is Obyte, which is basically the Byteball coin. And when I go to the Obyte Explorer, it's much the same. It's very much the same. So it's like the protocol is exactly copied, but I did notice a couple of differences. So I mean, there is this I down here, which is a little bit different, and it does have a unit legend, and that's something that is not on this one. As you can see down here, it's blank. And from here, I must admit that when I double clicked on the Obyte thing here, that took me into the obyte.org, which for Byteball, it almost seems like they're kind of centralized as well, in the way that they're the one running the Explorer again. So they haven't got an independent Explorer doing their own Explorer functionality for their users. So looking at the Byteball one, same sort of thing. It looks a little bit different. yeah, it just looks a bit different. It's got some children, parents, all that sort of stuff, which is it a, well, if I go to find out if there's one where it changed direction. No, it's not necessarily the same, but this one does certainly talk about children and parents, which is basically where one sort of relates to the other. But yeah, it is different. So they look like they got fairly similar traffic, but at the same time it does sort of pop up a little quicker. It does look like that. It does look like it has a few more sort of redirections, which might mean that perhaps it means that there's a little bit of activity and some transactions happen at the exact same time. Now, looking at the Obyte or the Byteball website, it doesn't necessarily talk about merchants per se. It talks more about the technology and talks more about like downloading thing and talking about the technology. And mind you, it did say ICO platform, so it must have been a ICO from perhaps came on the Ethereum blockchain. I'm not too sure. I'd have to check that. But it does talk a lot more about things, functionality and technology, whereas the Dagcoin website is more about merchant and transaction speed and users and all that sort of stuff. So the mentality is a little bit different. And from what I saw from the white paper, like 95% of the actual white paper for Dagcoin is the Byteball white paper buried in there with about one page of Dagcoin at the beginning. So that's what I'm seeing. Now, of course, this does have a whole series of wallets. I mean, I've tested the Android one, but I just noticed that there was Windows ones, which is interesting. And of course, this one does have where is it? Because of Dagcoin wallet here. When you click on this, it does take you to the same sort of thing. So a whole bunch of platforms. It'd be interesting to test them all out. But at the same time, it's basically got all the same sort of things as the Byteball guys. Now, where am I going with this? Effectively, it is the exact same thing. It's just that obviously they're going into different paths, one for merchant and one for technology. And when I look at GitHub, and GitHub is like sort of a social media for programming people, and basically uploading programs. Looking at all the actual searches, you can see that all the bars are dead. They're all just dead straight lines. And so they haven't. Most of these guys have not worked on anything in like 2 years. So this core one here, I'll double click on this one, and core is basically, this is the main part of the program that's actually running. That's what's running the entire coin. And when I look at the 4 contributors and I look at their time period, most of them all went to sleep. April, May 2018. So yeah, it's a bit disappointing that it kind of just stopped there, which, I mean, it kind of makes sense, because as you saw, that information button was not on the Dagcoin one, but it was on the Obyte one. And when I go to Explorer, this is the actual program that's running this Explorer here. This here, when you go to contributors, these ones stopped a little later than the other one did. So it's like they changed over, and then they upgraded the Explorer, and it just went to sleep. There's just been no activity for like 2 years. Now, when I go to the Byteball website, and this is Byteball GitHub, you can quite see that there's a lot going on. This one here, I believe Ocore is the actual program which is running Byteball, and you can see it's got 18 contributors, so it's got about, what is that, 4 times as many contributors, and they have been going mental. Look at this. So where's this one? Okay, so here is so between April and July in 2018, and 2018 April and July right here. So for all of this, these guys have still been punching it out, making upgrades non-stop, and not even paying attention to the Dagcoin community. They don't even care, I would assume. But these guys have just been absolutely smashing out the programming and making upgrades like crazy. Whereas Dagcoin, they basically must have changed the names, changed the websites, and then just abandoned it. So, I mean, that's essentially what I'm trying to say, is that it's, yeah. Well, let's have a look. We'll just click on one of them, hey? We'll go to the license. Try that one. Nope. Usually you look for something where there's a red and a green sector to show what has been added and what's been deleted. And I'm not saying this one's quite big. Nope, I'm not seeing it. Usually you'll see an area where there's a big red section where something got is a reference to what it was before it got edited, and a green section which shows what it now shows, and they look the same, but they might have like a name different here and there. But I'm not seeing it because they must have just simply forked it, and as you can see, most of these things just haven't been changed in 2 years. It's like nothing happened. Nothing. They've just been doing nothing. And I mean, at the same time, their YouTube page is like rocking. You know what I mean? Their promotions are rocking. They are focusing solely on promotion, and not doing a single thing to the coin. Now, I mean, I'm fully understanding that sometimes you might have something which says, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I mean, that's true. But at the same time, I'm just trying to highlight where the commitment lies in here. Does it lie in the programming, or does it lie in the promotion? I'd say with Dagcoin, it sits in the promotion. Thanks for listening.